Ruby and Sapphire versus Emerald. Which Pokemon game had the better sprites? Let's find out. Over the span of 134 days, I posted daily community posts asking my audience, which insert Pokemon name, Sprite, do you like the most? Now you might be thinking, wait, but don't the games have the same sprites? Or you might be thinking, but Emerald has animation, so it's clearly going to win. The answer to both of those questions would be yes, but... So let me break it down on how I went about this. All three games have the same stationary static sprite. Emerald has the addition of animating the Pokemon when they appear in battle. Emerald uses two different sprites for this, the original static sprite and one additional sprite. The actual animation that happens are these bouncing, shaking, and moving effects, all while the two different sprites are swapped between each other. We will not be taking the actual animation into account here. Instead, we are only looking to compare Emerald's second sprite against the static sprite that Ruby and Sapphire have. Yeah, I get it, Emerald has the static sprite too, but we need two teams to make a poll, so just roll with it, alright? Now before we begin, there were a few outliers that didn't fit within our experiment here. Those outliers are Spinda, Castform, and Deoxys. All three of these Pokemon do not have a second sprite. As you can see here, their animations only involve one sprite. For the Castform and Deoxys polls, we decided to vote on which form we liked the most. The winners here are Snowy Castform and Attack Form Deoxys. Spinda, on the other hand, was more of a meme poll, so I asked the community what their favorite pattern of Spinda was. We got answers like, I like sprite number 23,472,891 the best, TBH. Nah, number 2,763 is the GOAT. Corporate needs you to find the difference of this picture and this picture. I have a Spinda with red dots on its cheeks like a Pikachu, and another with spots on its ear and eye spirals. Bald. So with that out of the way, it's time for our main showcase. Who will win the Generation 3 Sprite polls? Will it be Ruby and Sapphire? Or will it be Emerald? Let's find out. And there you have it. Our first place winner with 82 Pokemon is Ruby and Sapphire. Emerald came out of this with 50 Pokemon as well, which is still pretty solid. Thank you to everyone who participated in these polls. I think a lot of people are much more familiar with seeing the static sprite, which may have been the big advantage that Ruby and Sapphire had. What gave Emerald some wins though is if the second sprite had more of an appeal than the original sprite. Cool, like Mightyena roaring. Or derpy, like Lotad. Or I guess people prefer C-Dot's right foot over his left foot? I don't know. A few highlights I'd like to go over. Ruby and Sapphire almost got the entire starter Pokemon lines. Only Marshtomp was on Team Emerald. The poll with the largest percent of votes going to Ruby and Sapphire was Beautifly with 92%. The poll with the largest percent of votes going to Emerald was Why Not, also with 92%. The poll with the closest percentage in votes goes to Relicanth, with Ruby and Sapphire at 51% and Emerald at 49%. So, what did you think of the results? Comment down below which sprite was your favorite. As of this video being uploaded, we should have already begun the next round of polls, comparing the sprites of Sinnoh Pokemon between Diamond and Pearl versus Platinum. Subscribe to the channel so you can participate in these polls. Be sure to check out the community tab on my page every day to vote on each one. And if you're interested in seeing the results of the Generation 2 sprite polls, you can watch that video right here. Thanks for watching!